for a little alpha demo. Let's reset the timer. There is no end to this at the moment, so we won't actually get an end, but also welcome to the other stream layout that I use for stuff. I'm gonna close the magpie tracker. Some people remember last week I showed off a new piece of tech that Data had been working on, which was a infinite room generator, essentially. Every time you reloaded the ROM, it would generate new rooms. This is the progress on that in a single week. So, welcome to Legend of Strange Dreams. It still has Zelda in it because we're lazy and, you know, don't change stuff. I'm just an ideas person. I vomit nonsense for this. But, let's go. Gonna click some stuff. And 3, 2, 1. You made it, me! Alright, so, fun fact, we can now drop items. I'm not sure about picking them back up with A. And yeah. Oh yeah, spin attack is disabled. We can only hold out sword and point it at stuff, because I suggested that sword should probably be limited. That is a bomb wall. So similar to Binding of Isaac, we have bomb walls and key doors that you can preserve your resources for. I was so ready to spin attack that friend. Alright. So let's grab what do we got? A key. Alright, keys are still in keys. 2 keys, eh? But we don't have a map, and we can get maps. Rude. Legend of D5 music. It's true. The floors are random, to my knowledge. Making keys use inventory space didn't feel right. I could agree with you there. We have bow. I'm gonna put bow away, because I don't want to use it by accident. The best music for dungeons. Anti-Kirby's don't die to bow, do they? You know what? I'm just gonna avoid him. A second bow. More arrows. Floors are random. Each room is a random one assigned. Dude. Hey, Hinox. I'm gonna... And that is my option to go to the second floor. I'm gonna see if I can't find a map, though. Bow plus Mobo. I don't think anti-Kirby's can be killed by... Ah! So this is likely to be bomb. Actually, just grab it. 50 rupees. Alright. I don't think there's anything else that we saw, so I'm just gonna go to the next floor. But yes, this is a self-contained randomizer idea. With random rooms every time you have to restart. We basically turned LADX into a roguelike. There are more ideas on the way. Currently, just enemies and stuff, like items, have been added in, as well as a number of random rooms. Death is permanent, yes. If we die, we start from the beginning. Let's use our spare key. I could kill these guys with arrows. I think I could get away with not killing them. Finally, some bombs. Let's put those away. And how much you rely on spin attack really shows here. Are these supposed to be upside down? Oh! Oh, hello! Secret passages, or have I broken the game? I appear to have broken the game. Run over. I broke it. So it starts me from the beginning. I do not have anything. Quick fall in a hole. Finally, Dade's here to witness what went wrong. I always find ways to break stuff. Falling in a hole wouldn't have helped, because I couldn't go back the other way. That was unrecoverable. Yeah, even if I had fallen in a hole, it would have just set me back in the wall, and I wouldn't have been able to move through the wall. Oh, hello! Look, we're upside down again. This needs fixing. Are you sure you couldn't? Yes. You know what? Hold on. We can use these to test. So if I get here, I can't get out here at all. Like, I'm actually completely stuck. I can only go up. Which then locks me here, and I can only go down. Yeah, I would have been stuck even if I had fallen. How did I get there in the first place? Because this wall is upside down for some reason, and it's really funny. Sounds like a feature. I'm sure upside-down torches being one-way thing could be something that we could implement in. You drew the wrong tile. See, but that just opens up the door to now we could have one-way things that aren't the spinny door. Just put the wrong tile on, and you can jump in, but it's one way. See, every... Beta testing requires double checking. It's true, it does. Dude. There's a bow. We'll take that. Yeah, we have a map now, so our map can actually see floors. Something, the best scientific discoveries. Only works from the north. Spinning the other way. Exactly! We now have alternate spinny door for other directions just by putting the wrong set of torches on them. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Spinny torch. Oh, okay, so, we also have new items. I haven't mentioned the potion because I don't take a lot of damage, but we've got two types of potion, apparently. I was hoping to find the second one. Looks like we got limited rooms left. Alright. But Piece of Power now lasts an amount of time. And can be used when you see fit. So, does the map count? Yeah, so as long as I'm carrying a map, I have that. But, we have limited inventory space. We actually, you'll notice that this is only room for 10 items. So that's why we have the option to put things down. Huh, he won't throw bones at me because we're in a D2 location. Neat, because they've been throwing bones at me since. Free key. Do I want to take that? Not really. I want to see if I can find a compass. Tell me where some treasures are. Piece of power implies nut of safety item. Yeah, but we don't like the safety nut. Safety nut's terrible. Bone throwing depends on the dungeon? Yep. They only start throwing bones as of, I think it's D3, so all the jumpy skeletons in the prior dungeons don't have it. Did you never notice that, Dave? Did you, like, think they were different enemies or something? I mean, they could have been different enemies, but... yeah. Just noticing that it had been the same few rooms and that one wasn't throwing bones at me, I recognize we were in D2 and they don't throw bones in D2. You never noticed that some didn't throw bones? Yep, nope. In D1 and 2, they don't throw bones. Like I said, I think D3 is the first one where they start. Kinda wish Select also brought up my menu. You did not nut item, that would have been nuts. Exactly. Why would you want nut item? Nut item? What would nut item do that just healing your health with a potion wouldn't? Though, maybe, hear me out, adding the acorn's, ability to the blue potion. Or to the potion. So after you use a potion, you take less damage for a small amount of time. I don't see a way to progress because we don't have bombs. Yeah, this floor has loaded with no... unless this is the exit? Or this is bombs? No, that's a blue potion. I think we've loaded a floor with no exits. As the title says, we're still in alpha. Blue drank. Yeah. Floor with no exits? Yep. Because there's no way to get into these side rooms, and those top rooms require bombs, which I don't have. Oh, no, wait, this is a key door. It's my only key, but... I'm not gonna bother. I know that was now a waste of arrows, but... dang it. Ooh. There's some bombs. Not sure I want to use them yet. Kind of hoping for... I think the last major item included is the compass, so that's the one thing I want to get before we stop showing off. Hey, I got hurt. Delicious potion. Ooh, and a heart container. Alright, now we're in D8. Ah! No! The Hemogoblins! No! They're not my goo girls! Sad face. Then again, from my understanding, this also uses a completely new sprite palette to make things work. Matter of fact, Dade very specifically gave me myself to play as, because he knows me. Let's find a compass. Ow. Heart. You know, I almost think that to make potions more worthwhile... Oh, there, we got it again! Yay, upside down torches. To make the potions more valuable, having enemies not drop hearts anymore could be worthwhile. Because as it stands, I'm getting so much health just from enemies. I have one key. Let's try to avoid using it. Heart drop shouldn't be a thing if it's a roguelike. Potions are around. Somewhere on your plan list to allow you to select your sprite after naming your character. Different sheets all embedded in the neuron. Nice. I look forward to this. We've got a long list of things to do for this. My list is find a compass. Heart drops are way too frequent. At the moment. Are there any, like, super rare items I should try to find, Dave? Shops are first on the list to make these rupees worth something. I'm happy. Ooh, I can save a key. So, where possible... Rarity of items is the same? Alright. I more mean, like, is level 2 sword in here or something. Yeah, so we were able to save the key from the prior run. So basically, if you played Binding of Isaac, you know that keys are a open resource. So you can opt to explore the floor you're on more, or save it for the next floor to potentially save some effort. That said, it appears as you go down in floors, enemy frequency gets higher. Because there's a lot of guys here. You in-run shops Oni or permanent upgrade style? That is a question. Because I've suggested the one, the permanent upgrade style. But it's up to Dave how he wants to do things. Hey, a map that's actually a compass. Excellent. So now we can actually see where the bosses and everything are. And which rooms are treasure rooms. And hey, look! A room we could jump into that doesn't exist. Hold on, didn't I pick this up, though? Yeah, I got that key already. Hold on. Infinite keys bug! Cheating! How many keys do I have now? 7? Not enough. Key ring oh plenty. Just cheating, it's fine. Alright, 9. What happens if I get more than 9 keys? Give new meaning to key sanity. We have L keys! I'm doing it for science, Dade. You know it. We have AR keys. Room 00 on D2. My guess 00 is special. Apparently. We have half of an L keys. Dude, we have a classic buffer overflow. Neat. Going out of bounds with this one. We have back keys. We're getting into all the overflow numbers. This is gonna be the run, fellas. I can feel it. We're gonna get to the end, even though it doesn't exist. We have 1 key. Alright, now we have backwards L keys. Alright, I think that's enough keys. Can't wait for Marin. You're right, the Marin sprite would eventually be something we get to, wouldn't it? As we overflow the stuff. wonder how long it would take to get to Marin Keys. Dade, answer this question for me in exchange for my silence. Yeah, I need 255 keys before I go back to 0. I think that's a little too much for me to wait on. If it does end up being Infinite Shop, I wonder if perhaps using a, like, different kind of counter, and then every time you kill an enemy, you get a point that could be spent to upgrade stuff later. Got another map. I've noticed I can't get multiple maps. It's also not Oracle's mode, so bombs don't hurt us. Alright, I'm gonna use the piece of power just to show it off. So we have 12 seconds of piece of power. Yep. There's no Marin tile available for that list? Oh. But she is a text thing. Like a letter. Since I have infinite keys. Boo. You know what? I should check my map. It's up. There's no treasure there. Because treasures are the only method of items. Alright, curiosity. As we test stuff. Let's use this room because it's empty. If I choose to drop my bow... Okay, so it remembers the amount of arrows I had. And I can drop, like, everything. Just a pile of garbage. It should probably not shoot my ammunition if I'm picking something up, but... Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, the compasses really help you save keys. Was that... Hold on, was that a spider hole? I love it. Alright, let's fight a mini-boss. Spooter jump scare. I drop my bow, the ammo is in the drop, so if I leave the floor and find a new bow, my ammo is lost. Same for bombs or power. Neat. But is that true if I find it on the same floor? Let's do some tests. We're gonna drop the bow and the powder, so I have double the chances of finding stuff. Another infinite key. Fresh piece of power. Slide that away. Oh, I can't spin attack. Uh-oh. Dang it. Alright, that's fine. I just long enough enough room to walk through. Alright, just an empty room. And there's our stuff. So that was one of the other major things, is if we leave stuff on the ground, it is on the ground until we leave the floor, essentially. So let's see if we can't find another bow to see if we get the 20 ammo back. Hold on. Didn't we just pick this up? I guess we didn't. So let's go find a thing. Click. Yoink. It says there's a chest down here. A second piece, or another piece of power. Alright, there's a fresh bow. So that's a bow with 10 arrows. It's gonna take us a while to backtrack to our other bow, but... fresh medicine. I would kill for boots right now, but... Alright, this will take me back. And we can even use another treaty wall, because I did notice one just above the start zone. So we left 20 arrows behind here. Yep, we got all the arrows. Spicy. So even if we go pick up new arrows on the same floor, it does remember them. Alright, let's go fight this boss. And I think we've seen just about everything. I didn't thrust you. I was just curious if it would count in addition. It said it kept the ammo. That didn't mean that if I found a new bow, it would remain. Yeah, I think we've seen just about everything there is. Dade, is there anything else I should be looking for? Trust is for the beta release. Truth. I think that's pretty much it. Ooh, now this actually leads to a room. So yeah, this is Legend of Strange Dreams, also known as LSD Strange Dream Simulator. Because that was my contribution, a terrible name. I figured it was fitting for what it was. And yeah, this is the next big LADX project. Someone even asked, like, if you take away all of the LADX, is it still LADX? Because at this point, this doesn't even use the randomizer engine. It's basically its own thing. Legend of Spicy Dungeon. But yep, eventually it'll have an end. It'll eventually have all sorts of stuff. Right now, you can just see how far you can go. If I recall correctly as well, it does say which dungeon I'm in. I think it's supposed to say which floor I'm on. Uses 0 LADXR code, exactly. But yeah, I think Dade said that the bit. I'm on floor 6, it just happens to also be D6. Dude. Yeah, so it tells you how many floors. That is the only thing we can do so far, is just go down a lot of floors. But look forward to it as we keep deving it and putting terrible ideas in. Dade knows I've contributed some terrible ideas. Sorry there, had to blow my nose. But now, we will be going to one last thing. I'm good at breaking things. I am also good at breaking things. Look at my L number of keys. This is why you ask me to help with stuff, because I break it all the time, and you're like, oh, dang, I didn't think of that. Sometimes you just put a door on upside down, and that works. And then bugs become features. Anyway, though, I'm going to put a pin in this, and come to the last thing we will be doing today. It is, thankfully, on the Twitch thing. So we will change the stream title. I'm gonna close this, and we're going to go to the Variety channel.